Hi, this is Tracy Collins of Healthy Black Girl Podcast, a weekly podcast centered around Black women and all aspects of our mental, emotional, spiritual, sexual, and physical health and healing. Come join us on this journey. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. Again, my name is Tracy Collins. I am the CEO of Tracy Collins LLC, but I am also the host of the Healthy Black Girl Podcast. So thank you so much. I'm so honored to have my girl, Melissa Farrell, who I have known, which it seems like for about 15 years now. I mean, because all I remember, Melissa, was I was in my early 30s. I was probably like 30 or 31. Girl is 47 now. So. Wow. So I have known Melissa for years, you guys, and I'm so honored to bring her to you. She has an extensive resume in longevity in building credit, helping people rebuild their credit, their personal credit, and building their business credit. So you guys can leverage your platform and really understand how the system has changed, how the tiers have changed when it comes to business, and leveraging your personal credit to gain business credit so your business can grow and scale. So Melissa, Absolutely. If you could please do me a favor and introduce yourself to the people and what you do.
Thank you so much, Tracy. I appreciate that you invited me today to give this information to many that are misinformed and miseducated about this process of credit and the way credit really works. Once again, my name is Melissa Carrasco. I'm now married, and I've known Tracy forever. We used to actually work together, and we used to be in the home loans. Mm-hmm. So I really appreciate it. So I'm going to start off first speaking about credit in general. You know, a lot of us were brought up not to even be taught about credit from our parents, and those of us that were fortunate to have parents to teach us, you know, it went a long way. I was the one that was not taught about credit at all. So I learned the hard way, as many of us have. You know, you don't know about credit until actually you try to apply for a credit card or a place just to live, to have a roof over your head. And so when you get that denial, you're like, what happened? You know, so that's how I learned. But anyway, so speaking about credit, you always want to be able to have your credit in order. There is 3 credit scores that is used widely, and those are usually the FICO scores, although there's many more out there that I'm sure you guys are aware of. But FICO score is the number 1 that your creditors are going to use. If you're trying to buy a home, they're going to use the FICO score. And so with that being said, there's 3 different credit score models out. 3 different credit scores out there that your creditors are going to use when you are applying for credit. Now, with that being said, there are different ranges of credit scores. A lot of my clients that come to me are in the mid 500 credit scores, which doesn't mean that it's bad, but it's not good either. What happens is when you're in the mid 500 credit score, you're going to be considered a subprime person. So you're going to be able to get subprime products with higher interest rates, basically is how that works. You want to be at least at a 660 and above to get more of a better interest rate and better products just for you altogether. So with that being said, also moving forward, when you do get into your 660 and higher ranges, you know, far as buying a home, far as getting credit cards and things of that nature, you're going to be able to be like, wow, your interest rates are going to be so much lower than anyone that has a 580 credit score. And so that's kind of how that works. Tracy, is there anything you'd like to add or ask me about that?
Yeah, so let's just talk to the people like I want to give people the benefit of the doubt, like I really do. I want them to know that we know that they know that there's Equifax, TransUnion, and Experian.
Yes.
And that there's a Vantage score. Like I want them to, and FICO scores. Like I want to give the folks the benefit of the doubt. I think we are in the age of technology. So
Correct.
people understand the basics of that. And so I love the
Yes.
fact that you mentioned the 660, versus the lower interest rate and the higher interest rate and the benefits and the products that you will be able to access
Correct.
when it comes to that. So, but when people come to you, they're coming to you, why?
They're basically coming to me because they have received a denial letter, or they are trying to leverage what the credit that they do have. I have people that come with me who actually don't really need my services, but they just want me to consult them. They want to find out, is it okay to apply to this particular credit card? They might have received a pre-approval, or they may have received a, the other one is like a invitation. That's the other one in the mail. And so they want to know, is it okay to apply? Am I really approved for this? So I'm sure a lot of you guys receive that in the mail and you're like, should I apply for this? Or do I already have enough credit? So the answer to that is you definitely want to make sure that it says pre-approved, but that really does not mean that you're approved. What that means is that they have seen that your credit qualifies. Okay, they've ran your credit in a soft pull, so you won't even know that they even looked at your credit. It's a soft pull, and they say, hey, this consumer meets the guidelines of what we're looking for a customer. And so that's why you receive the pre-approval. And so
when people come to you, like, what are the services that you offer? Let's start there, because people don't really know what it is that you offer.
Right.
And then we're going to move into business credit, y'all.
Okay. Yes. So the things that I offer is credit consulting. And with that being said, once again, that's doing my consulting. That's when you call me, we do an analysis on your credit report. We then say, hey, you qualify for a program that we may offer, which is doing credit restoration. So with credit restoration, you're going to get a whole analysis of what's going on with your credit, where we're going to take you to as far as your credit scores, what we guarantee and what we don't guarantee, and then just basically all the ins and out and education of credit. That's what you get with me. We use the software just like the big boys, Lexington Law, or any other company that's out there. So that's what you're going to get with the products that I offer. I also do business consulting and management as well. And that's what Tracy was saying about, we're going to talk about business, because you need to leverage your credit in order to do your business credit.
Yeah, and that is the misconception that, we were talking about before we got on, is that people think, oh, okay, I'm just going to, get an EIN and, start fresh, and then my personal credit can be over here, but my business credit is like a whole new clean slate. Let's bridge this narrative that is out there.
Right. Absolutely. So yes, so I receive a lot of clients who say, hey, I just want to go apply for an auto loan. I have a new business. I only started a couple months ago. Can I go get an auto loan with just using my EIN? And the answer to that is yes and no. So yes, you can go out there and buy the auto loan, but are they going to pull your personal credit? Yes. They want to see that you are handling your business with your personal credit so that they'll be able to trust you on the business credit. So the misconception for a long time has been, like Tracy said, oh, I can just use my EIN and go and build up some credit. No, it doesn't work like that. And with that being said, your personal credit needs to be at least, if you're going to go buy a car, a 620 and above. 620 above if you're trying to buy a vehicle under your corporations or under your business. If you're a sole proprietor, then they're going to definitely use just your social. They don't even really use your EIN. So that's another misconception, because that's why you want to become incorporate as an LLC or an S Corp nonprofit.
Girl, we're not gonna talk about nonprofits. I think I need to do a show on that, and I think I'll probably end up having my tax firm on here, because when I tell you my tax firm, my lady, she is like,
okay,
okay, so that's just a whole other conversation.
Yes,
I digress. So, okay, so what do people need to understand about basic business credit? And please walk us through the tiers.
Okay, yes. So basic business credit, first of all, you want your business to be in compliance. That means that everything needs to be in order. You need to have a business address, not your home address where you live, because this is now public record. So anyone can see your home address if you list it on your corporation's address. So what you want to always have in order is a business address. You want to be able to have a business phone number, okay, and set up some type of business email address. It could be Gmail. Gmail is catering to businesses, so it can be Gmail, and that's a whole nother topic. But anyways, so you want to have and be in compliance with your company. Then what happens is you start off with tiers. There is a tier 1 through tier 4. Your tier 1 is going to be your vendor accounts. Those are your net 30 accounts. Your net 30 accounts is what's going to generate your credit scores. And you want to be able to show that you are able to pay your bills on time within a 30-day time frame. And that means paying
right there. Let's stop
yes,
right there.
yes.
What is the difference? Because people don't know like
Okay.
what a good business score is. What does that
Right.
scoring look like versus a personal credit score?
Oh yeah. So when it comes to business credit scores and personal credit scores, totally different when it comes to numerical values. So we have our Duns and Bradstreets. Okay, they're one of the business credit score companies out there, and their score model is if you have an 80 paydex score, and that's what the term is, it's called paydex score, then you are considered to be someone that pays their bills on time as a business owner. And then you have your Experian business and you have your Equifax business score. So your Equifax business score actually goes up to a 500. Now in your personal credit, you'd be like 500, that's really low. But in the business world, a 500 actually is an excellent credit score. Then Experian business is one of the most popular ones out there. That's who the majority of your creditors when it comes to business is going to run, that Experian business credit score. And they hold a lot of information in their database. So with that one, your score usually ranges from it could be as low as a 100. And I believe, let me see, that score, because I know I want to say they just recently changed it, goes up to, I believe 600. I believe 600. I'm not sure on that one, but I know they just recently changed that one. And also it depends on how many trade lines that you have. So you want to always have 3 trade lines. If you have 3 trade lines, and when I say trade lines, that means 3 accounts, because no one knows, some people don't know what trade lines mean. So that's just having 3 accounts, and that's how you're able to generate your credit score with Dun & Bradstreet, Equifax business, and also Experian business.
So what are the easiest trade lines or accounts for people to get?
So the easiest one, yeah. So with tier 1, the easiest ones is your U lines, your JJs, your Quill, although has changed recently to where they want you to at least purchase five times with them before they actually extend that net 30 account to you. Another go-to would be your Granger, those type of accounts. Okay. Crown Office Supply is another one. So those are very easy accounts to get. CEO Creative, that's another one. That's another easy account to get when you're in your tier 1. Now, when you're moving,
I like NAV.
So NAV, yes, let's talk about NAV. NAV is awesome. NAV reports to Equifax, and also it reports to Safe Credit. Okay, Safe Credit is another one that's hidden. That's a business credit score agency as well. We don't know a whole lot about them, but they are out there and people do pull them. So with NAV, you're paying for a service where you're going to be able to obtain your 3 business credit scores from Dun & Bradstreet, Equifax, as well as Experian, and they're going to report and be able to report your business for you. They're going to be able to let you know what accounts that you have. It is a paid service, but it is worth the money. for quarterly, it's like $119. And if you pay monthly, it's like $49.99. But it is considered a trade line. So I love NAV as well.
I do. I love how you have to make sure you have all of your information correct.
Absolutely.
The NAV, so they can track and report properly. But I am on the quarterly system to where I just keep it going.
Yes, quarterly is awesome.
And I like to go in and once in a while check it. And but I also like how you can set up that account to where you can have your overall business value,
yes,
as far as the money is concerned, but you can also link your personal credit. They'll show that if you want to.
Yes.
It's just a great service. And I love the fact they do, it takes 3 months to generate a business credit score, but once it gets going, it's good.
It is. It actually is. And NAV also has companies out there where you can actually get business loans. So they'll give you your own personal manager that will work with you if your company is looking to get business credit, business loans, and things of that nature, lines of credit. So NAV is really a great go-to. And like she said, it offers an extensive amount of benefits. So yeah, that's one of the ones that we set up as in the tier 1 group.
So now let's talk about tier 2.
Yes.
So when people are, tier 1 is moving. So they have all of the things. So now what's next?
So once your credit scores generate, which takes approximately 90 days, you're going to move on to your tier 2. Your tier 2 is going to be your business credit cards. Your business credit cards is now when these companies are going to be pulling your personal credit. Okay, they're going to pull your personal credit. They're going to make sure that your personal credit is up to par to be able to accept one of their credit cards. Okay, so some of the cards that we do for our clients is your gas cards. Your gas cards is number 1. They're really gold. I myself personally carries the Arco. I had them for over a year, and they upgraded me to now an Arco MasterCard where I can go anywhere to actually use that card, whether I'm traveling or just trying to get gas. Then you also have your Shell gas cards. So any of your gas cards is going to be your tier 2. Then you can go into your Sam's Club business cards, your Barclays business cards, and Barclays pulls TransUnion. You can go into your Apple business cards, any type of business, your Amex business card. So any of these are going to be attainable under your business credit at a tier 2, but your personal credit will be pulled for all of those. And that's when you need to have that in order. Okay. Whether it be a soft pull that they're going to do or a hard pull.
Okay. So next we on tier 3.
Yes. So tier 3 is going to be your banking and lending. So now you'll be able to obtain loans. SBA loans, you'll be able to go to your third-party companies, you'll be able to go to your banks, your local banks, your Wells Fargo's, your Chase, whatever your bank may be. They may offer business lines of credit. That's going to be your lending, as well as being able to obtain properties under your corporation, and you'll be able to just be able to do more with that on tier 3.
And the final 4
is so tier 4 is actually your lending. You're going into more of being able to buy commercial properties. Okay, so tier 4, you'll be able to buy commercial properties under your corporations.
So over the landscape of years that we've known each other, we met when I was in real estate, and you handled the mortgage side. And that's one of the reasons why I love contracts, you guys. For people who don't understand where my love of contracts come from, it really comes from my background in real estate and understanding a purchase agreement.
Right.
So with that being said, how has the landscape of personal to business credit changed, and how are people leveraging their business credit to level up their life?
Yes. So I'm a prime example of that. When I had to file for bankruptcy, when the housing market crashed, I completely lived off of my business credit. And at the time, this was back in 2007 and 8. Back then, they weren't pulling your personal credit. So I was able to actually live off my business credit, be able to get the things that me and my family needed to survive during that time. And just you're able to just go like Sam's Club. I have Sam's Club right now. I'm able to go shopping in Sam's Club, but we need food. I can go to Sam's Club. So just think, if your credit is not doing well, you can always live off your business credit. And that's how I've leveraged mine personally, as well as I'm able to go and buy things. I mean, I can go buy a car if I wanted to right now with my business credit. So that's how I leverage it.
So I'm just going to share my story with you. So because I know Melissa and have for forever and ever, I'm like, Melly, and I call her Melly, y'all, in emails. I'll be like, Melly, I need this. And it's only because my level of impatience, y'all. Like, I could really do the stuff myself, but I was like, I just don't want to. And I'm just a firm believer, if you know somebody who is an expert in their field, why not work with them? So I called Melly, I think it was in the last year, not like, what year are we in? I don't even know.
This is
2022. Okay.
Yes.
So sometime, I think it was probably the end of last year. And I was like,
Yes.
Melly, because I was so frustrated with my business credit. Now, mind y'all, I know Dun & Bradstreet very well. Should have had it going a long time ago, being a business person that I am. But I was like, okay, Melly, I have all of these things in place. I have the Quells, I have the U lines, I have the DMBs, which is Dun & Bradstreet. I have all of the things. Get this shit in order so I can move up, like, because I'm tired and my personal credit is good. So Melly structured everything for me that I needed. And you guys, let me say this: when that 90-day mark hit, now mind you, I had the tier ones already going, but when she put things in place, I then applied for the Spark business card. The Capital One Spark was instantly approved. And then what happened next? I'm trying to give it in the chronological order. Probably about 2, maybe 3 months after that, bought my truck under my business credit, and shortly thereafter got approved for the Amex Business Platinum card. Now, when I tell you, can I tell y'all, I love Amex Platinum. Yes. I mean, not to say the things, but baby, those benefits.
Yes,
the benefits of I fly first class now.
Yes.
I'm
always
in the lounges now.
Yes.
I don't pay for baggage. I'm able to use the points back for paying for flights. The American for me, and I'm not even a credit card person.
Yeah.
I have an Amex Go Personal. But my Amex Business Platinum is the one that I use. Well, we use the Amex Gold all the time, but the Platinum card, when I tell you guys, for business reasons, it is priceless. And that was, for me, that was my goal. It's like, okay, what are your personal goals, or business goals that you want? And for me, it was, okay, I just want to, for some reason, I just really wanted to get our new car under my company name, and that was fine. But I really wanted that Amex Platinum, y'all. I was aiming for that. And it has not let me down. And for people like me who have all of the things in place, but need somebody to either handle the rest or structure it for you, or even just, if you're starting from scratch and trying to rebuild your personal credit so you can then leverage it as your business credit until you are able to move up in your company, stand on its own, I highly recommend contacting Melissa, because when I tell you, it makes a huge difference as far as the quality of your life. Now, I'm not saying go out there and get in extensive debt. You have to manage your personal and your business credit meticulously in order to receive the benefits, but it changes the level of ease and comfort, which is really my goal in your life.
Absolutely.
I mean, in your life, it really does.
Yes, absolutely. I totally agree with that. And thank you for sharing that, Tracy.
I
Yeah,
think
I
that
get
was a testimonial. Was that a
Yeah, thanks for sharing. Yes, it was a
testimonial? Come on
testimonial.
now.
Yeah, so thanks so much for sharing
So
that
you better keep this as
information.
a clip and post
I
it or
get
something.
those testimonials all the time. I just had a gentleman call me the other day and it's like, Melissa, I wouldn't have anything without you. I just want to tell you I appreciate you for all
Mhm.
that you've done, because he kept coming saying, I need the loan for this. I need you to do this. I need you to do that. I need my credit in order so that I can obtain my business equipment. He was just trying to obtain more trucks for his trucking company, so I get those calls all the time. So I appreciate that when someone has a testimonial.
I just believe as business owners or people in general, but really as business owners, you need to have key people in your pocket. And there
Absolutely.
are, and I mean like key people like your bookkeeper, your tax firm,
Yes.
your credit person. Like if
Yeah.
you have to have key people in your attorneys, like I know my
Hmm.
attorneys, I have,
Yes.
it's just essential because I'm not going to be good at everything and I don't want
Right.
to be.
That's
And I
right.
don't want, and I am so honored to say that all of my folks are women and the majority
Okay.
are Black women. I'm so honored
Yes.
to say that.
Yes.
But I just think that it just helps to change the landscape and the trajectory of you and in your company. And people become so frustrated with credit overall. And it is a system to keep you in debt. I am
It
not going
is.
to not
Absolutely.
acknowledge that, but it also can help you do the things that you want to do and change the landscape of what your goals are and attaining them.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That is so true. Yeah, credit to me now is everything. I wish I had learned this, way back then, hindsight,
Right.
but as of today, um, credit has truly changed my life as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I just think as Black people, we need to continue or need to have the conversations around the dinner table, expressing to our children, understanding like financial wellness, financial management, understanding it is so crucial. They need to take all of the things out of schools that don't matter and that are not
Yes,
applicable
I
to
agree.
today's society. We need to train
Mhm.
not employees, but business owners. So
Absolutely.
how do you, even if you don't want to own a business, you need to understand how taxation works.
Yes,
You need to also understand like what are write-offs. You need to understand business versus personal credit and the leveraging of that. So we need to change and we have to continue to have these conversations highlighting this because it makes a difference.
it really does. Yes, I've already started training my grandchildren and teaching them on business credit. I'm teaching them on credit, having their own, and putting in the work. You have to
Yeah.
put in the work.
You absolutely have to put in the work. And I don't want people to, because I filed bankruptcy back in, oh my God, in the early, oh, I don't even know. I think it was the
Yeah.
early 2000s.
Yeah. Life happens. Life
Life
happens.
life
Yes.
left, life,
Life.
life. But
Yes.
what I will say is you have to take the bull by the horns, look where you are,
Absolutely.
start wherever you are, and be diligent and committed. And it doesn't become as scary as we make it out to be once we
Yes.
take the bull by the horns and look at everything.
Absolutely. And stop overthinking. I get so many people that's just overthinking, of the process and the way things actually work in the credit world.
Yeah.
Totally
Yeah.
opposite. Totally
Yeah.
opposite.
Well,
Yeah.
Melissa, how can people find you if they want to connect with you?
Well, if they want to connect with me, I'm easily to be found. I have a website that's www.4, and that's the number 4 star enterprisesinc.com. You can just click on contact us.
And
Um,
we'll make sure we're going to link everything, you guys.
Yes, yes. And then I also have the business line 612-217-7177, 9 to 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time.
Thank you so much. And I'm just so grateful to you and just being one of my go-to folks.
Well, thank
And you
you.
are like, it'd be once in the blue moon, but I will should be like, Melly, can you just, so I'm glad we're able to highlight your business as a Black woman, as a Black CEO, changing people's lives, because it's really changing people's lives. And I want people to be aware of, it's never too late. It's the mess up is never as bad as you think it is.
That's right.
And even if it is, you can get it back.
Yes, absolutely. And I'm living testimony of that. 3 times 10. Yeah, I've messed up and come back, messed up and come back. So yes, like I said, life
just have to know how to do it.
Move on. Yes, you have to know how to do it. So I am your girl for that. I'm your girl. So hit me up.
Thank you guys so much for listening to this conversation, and we really hope that it will help change your life. Thank you so much, Melissa, for being a part of my community, and thank y'all for listening again.
Yes, thank you, Tracy.
Thanks for listening to another episode of Healthy Black Girl Podcast. Be sure to follow us on all of our social media platforms as Healthy Black Girl Podcast on Instagram and Facebook. And you can follow me personally, Tracy Collins, on Instagram. See you next time.